Hammers up, everyone. Towelliee here with another Warcraft Arclight Rumble video. Arclight. Let's just call it War, right? We should just call it War. I feel like Arclight is so hard to say for me. It's like Arclight. Anyway, today I want to go over the leaders and troops, or minis, as Blizzard calls them in the game, and just show you what they do, what their abilities are, why they're important on the battlefield. And that way, some of you all out there can get like a little head start on maybe making some builds in your brains and theory crafting all this stuff so that you all can, be nice and prepared when, beta comes out, or open beta, or however they want to do it for the game. Let's start with what I have running right now. So I'm running kind of like a Bloodlust build-ish kind of thing. So we're going to start with Grom. And what's really cool about looking at your leaders and your troops is you can see a little battle preview of what they do in battle, which is pretty cool. So you get an idea just of how they function, how they move. So his leader ability is, for the Horde, all nearby friendly units gain Bloodlust. That's really cool. So they have Bloodlust, and I believe it's like a 33% movement speed and attack speed, which is really cool because you can just like rush Zerg the other side and get some siege down and capture that territory to move even further up. We have next the Warsong Grunts, which while slow and steady at the start, this squad of fighters will speed up furiously, smashing at frightened foes, which is really cool because that works great with Grom if you could bust them out together. Don't forget, like, when the match starts, you're not guaranteed to have these two available. I think you only have 4 available that you could put out at any given time. And I do have them in my Horde spots, which give them a +1 level, which is great. Next, we have the Frostwolf Shaman, who is a range 1 target elemental healer. Why choose between range damage and healing when you can have both? Elemental mastery to heal and harm. There's a little video kind of showing how she heals and she does her dam. Gotta level that one up. Vultures. This is actually really cool. A cheap pair of flying scavengers. 2 vultures are a nuisance, but each vulture victim adds to the flock. So pretty much any time you kill a unit while these vultures are up, another vulture comes in. So sometimes the enemy will come at you with like 7 chickens, and if you have 3 vultures up and you kill all those chickens with the vultures, then you get 7 vultures that fly into the battle, and then you combine that with like Grom and his Bloodlust and the attack speed, and it is deadly. Here's my tank, good old Null Brute. A tough tank with a menacing mace cleaves through squads of enemies or clobbers with collateral damage. This one is a tank. Then we have the Angry Chickens, a flock of feathered fowl that can overwhelm even the hardiest of tanks and towers. So it's a lot of them. So once again, if you could time these with any of your Bloodlust or Fury attack speed characters, it'd be great. And one of my favorite, and I think really underrated abilities, from what I've seen in the competitive play, Chain Lightning. Swarmed by squads of smaller foes, send a surge of lightning sizzling through several enemies. This works great, once again, when the enemy shoots at you like vultures or angry chickens of their own, or like a Zerg of Murlocs. Like, this can pretty much take them all out or come close to it. So that's currently my build that I'm working on. Now let's take a look at some of the other troops and leaders of the game that I have discovered. So for leaders, let's take a look at the infamous Maeve Shadowsong. Maeve. Melee, AoE, stealth, and unbound. Those are her stats. Leader ability is Master Assassin. Maeve's cost is reduced by 1 for each unbound troop you play. Then it kind of shows like how she looks in game. Pretty badass. Let's take a look at Hogger. I just got Hogger yesterday. I was pretty stoked about it. Whee! Terrorizing all low-level players in vanilla. Get back. All right. Leader ability Relentless. Hogger's movement and attack speed increase 35% each time he is played. More bones to gnaw on. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, actually. I wonder how, I mean, that seems pretty OP. I would probably send out like a null tank in front of him and then have him kind of like right behind that null tank. He is considered a tank himself, melee AoE, and he does AoE with his swing. Let's see, we got here General Drac. We all know him. Melee, one target, tank, elemental, resistant. Leader ability, Banner of Flame. Nearby enemies take 50% more elemental damage. Eats Ragnaros for breakfast. Cool story, bro. I actually have still a box of Ragnaros on top of my refrigerator from like 7 or 8 years ago when Heroes of the Storm came out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared to open a box. Place in the comments if you want a video on me just opening the box of Ragnaros. Anyway, General Drac, pretty cool. I haven't used him yet. I would assume with the Chain Lightning and the Shaman would be pretty deadly. Then we have Sneed, whose leader ability is Sneed Before Greed. Gain 2 gold anytime a siege damage unit destroys a tower or opens a chest. That's really overpowered on some maps. Some maps there's like 3 treasure chests plus 2 sieges. So, you know, you're not going to be using the same build for every match. You're going to look at the map. You're going to look at what you're going to be encountering, and then you're going to go with it. Obviously, it's a bit harder in competitive PvP gameplay to just switch on the fly. So having a well-balanced, you know, leader and troops and / minis is probably best, but, you know, you guys are all the theory crafters. You all figure it out. That's Sneed. And then Baron Rivendare, leader ability, Army of the Dead. Rivendare periodically summons skeletons at buildings you control. This is really cool because sometimes while you're attacking, some enemies might sneak by, and these skeletons can kind of defend those points as well. You know, just with enough time for your troops to get there. All right, so let me see the video. Some videos don't show, some do. Get back in there. Yeah, there you go. He does a big, like, frontal cleave. And he is considered a melee, hits 1 target, tank, armored, elemental, and he's very fast. He is actually very fast. And then we just got this one as well. Blood Mage Thalnos, who is ranged AoE elemental. Leader ability is Dark Ritual. Thalnos gains 1 level for each spell you play until death. Which sounds really crazy because there's a bunch of like 2 gold spells in the game currently. Now, these are leaders I've discovered through just gameplay. I think we've already seen... oh, no, this is, yeah, Rend Blackhand. I forgot about Rend. His leader ability is Black in the Skies. Your other flying troops cost 1 less gold while Rend is in play, but no less than 2. He is flying. He is AoE. Dismounts elemental. So just like in the game, when he dismounts. Pretty cool. And then there she is, Jaina Proudmoore. Leader ability, Arcane Brilliance, increases the level of your spells by 3 while Jaina is in play. Haven't been able to get this one yet. Played against her, though. Not really fun. Ranged, 1 target, elemental, and frost. And those are the leaders that I've discovered. So once again, I believe there's more, but I think I have to discover them as I keep playing the game. And they're obviously going to have more leaders probably launching in the future. Stuff you could buy in the store with gold that you make on your own or whatnot. So here's some of the troops that I have. Tasdingo, Dark Spear Troll. The Headhunter deals massive damage with Savage Spear throws. Enemies in the air, beware. Range, 1 target. Ogre Mage. Range AoE Elemental Bloodlust. Description, hurling fireballs is always brutal, but this Magi also buffs nearby allies with Bloodlust. More bang for your buck. Now, I was thinking of putting the Ogre Mage in my team instead of the Shaman, but the Shaman does provide healing and like ranged elemental damage. So does the Magi. I might mess around with this. I might actually just put the Magi in there. The problem is it costs 5 gold, and sometimes I think I'm trying to find a better balance of having minis that cost a lot and are worth it, and a bunch of small ones that can be really buffed with Bloodlust and offer like a really good Zerg. Here we have the Griffin Rider, a skywriting flyer that throws mighty dwarven hammers at aerial and ground troops alike, flying 1 target cycle. This one's really fun. Safe Pilot. Range AoE Elemental Unbound. A flexible ranged unit. Crash her into enemies or land her behind your tanks for area support damage. So once you actually land the pilot, then she jumps out of it, obviously, and then starts shooting as well. So it's great for support. This one, I can't wait to use this in the future, probably with Thalnos. Spell info for Holy Nova, bathe friend and foe in Holy Light, healing abilities, and damaging enemies to turn the tide of battle. So you can see here in the little preview video. We start it again. There we go. You'll see Holy Nova goes down, kills all the chickens, damages the troll, and finished off. We have Blizzard. Enough said. Rain down frost shards from the sky, slows and deals elemental damage to all enemies in a large area. Then we have Murloc Tide Hunters. These guys are pretty weak, but if they're protected by a couple of tanks, they could do some damage. Fast and cheap, great for supporting tanks and taking treasure chests, but weak on their own. Range, squad, fast, and cycle. Flamewalker, ranged AoE elemental bombard, ignites the ground with waves of flame, incinerating supporting troops behind enemy tanks. So this one is just like he just tosses flames just in a direction and it just melts. It's pretty hard to defend against. I've actually had a couple of matches where the enemy sends over like 2 of these back to back and I am just like, don't know what to do. Core Hounds. The Core Hounds are slow, man, but they're pretty nasty. This pair of armored tanks is only dead when both are snuffed out. When one falls, the other rekindles it. That's actually a good revive, too. Melee squad, resistant revive, and a tank. My Meat Wagon, I use that one a lot. Ranged AoE, siege damage, long shot bombard. Description: sieges enemies with slabs of meat, bombards from so far away that it outranges towers. So as you can see here, normally you get within range of a tower, it'll start shooting your troops or your leaders. With the Meat Wagon, it can actually just take out a tower on its own. Sometimes there'll be multiple towers of the enemy you could take over during any battle. And it's sometimes the play to just send a Meat Wagon one way while the enemy's sending their troops the other. Skeletons. These skeletons can arise anywhere on the map to distract enemies or claim a remote resource. So it is what it is. You don't have to put these on a captured siege. You can just put them wherever you want on the map to just cause destruction and havoc. The Skeleton Party, a frosty surprise for any location. Raise a squad of ranged and melee skeletons to assist with any skirmish. And then the Abomination. This tanky mass of flesh and steel will stun enemies wherever he lands and cleave through unlucky foes. So yeah, basically you can target where he goes down and then he just does massive cleave. I haven't really messed with this one yet. Kind of want to. There's so many builds I want to do, but I'm trying to like work on one to get through the campaign. It's been kind of rough. The campaign gets really hard as you go. Now these are the troops that I've discovered, and we're going to go through these too. Goblin Sapper. Sappers sacrifice themselves to deliver superior siege damage in seconds. Topple towers with this tag team. So you can see they're just like going in there with their bombs. They rush toward it. Do a little Serious Sam action there. Remember that. Siege specialty, squad, siege damage cycle. And remember, there was some leaders that gain more power anytime you destroy sieges, so this one could be a great one to use. The Bat Rider. A cheap aerial unit that specializes in bathing the ground in flames while flying above melee enemies. Flying AoE elemental bombard cycle. Execute. Here it comes. And one gets dropped. And dead. Almost dead. Savagely slice through enemies, chopping off half of their maximum health in one swipe. Spell AoE. Warsong Raider. Pretty decent unit here. Great for sieges. This fast rider smashes towers with savage sustained siege damage. Clear a path and she'll clear the rest. So melee, one target, siege damage, fast, and tank. Yeah, so once again, there's a map with multiple sieges. Something like, sending your Warsong Raider behind a tank, maybe a couple seconds afterward, because some of these troops are faster than others. So a Warsong Raider might be faster than a Null Troll. The Null Troll is very tanky. So you can send the Null Troll ahead of time to tank anything in the way, and then the Warsong Rider will come from behind and get rid of the siege. Stonehoof Tauren. An exceptionally beefy bruiser that will charge into battle and even charge while she's in battle. I've seen this one knock me off. I think, let me see the video from the start. Yeah, yep. I've seen these charge into my base and defeat me. They're not fun. They're not fun at all. Arcane Blast, as you can, this spell surges with power. Each extra tap increases gold cost by 1 and doubles the elemental damage. How does that work? Let's see. Oh. And how do I unlock this one? Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, all of these have talents unlock available, which I haven't done yet. So talents provide unique power-ups for your minis unlocked after clearing Ashenvale, which I'm not at right now. So yeah, talents are at level 30. I'm almost unlocking dungeons currently. Let's see here. We have the Defias Bandits. We all know them too well. Stealthy and weak on their own, but will sneak up and stun enemies while your damage dealers open fire. Melee squad stealth, cheap shot, and cycle. Harvest Golem. A hardy melee automaton with a trick up its sleeve. After its first death, it will shock itself back to life. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Hasn't died yet. Maybe it doesn't die in this scenario in the battle preview. Oh, maybe. Oh, there you go. Never mind. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. There it is. That's actually OP. I got to use that. Worgens. This stealthy predator assassinates annoying ranged units, play him anywhere, and tear their support apart. The Footman. An armored phalanx squad of steel, a great tank for fragile allies, and can be split to defend 2 lanes at once. Let's see how that works. Oh, I see. So I guess, yeah, it depends on where you place them. I guess if you place them in the middle of the siege, they'll just go 2 left, 2 right. That's actually really nice. Filthy Alliance. The Huntress, a fast and lethal ranged rider. Her glaives slice through squads, bouncing from foe to foe. Let me get a video on that one. Oh, yeah. Like a ricochet. There's so many of these that I just want, but I can't have right now and have enough gold to get them. The Mountaineer, this inseparable tank and ranged pair cover each other for an instantly effective offensive. Oh, yeah. Just like from the cinematic. Let's see what we have here. The Spiderlings. A squad of poisonous predators. Their venom will pierce armor and down even the mightiest of tanks. The Prowler. The fast and ferocious melee tank sprints ahead to protect slower troops or defend a faraway fight. Pretty cool. Polymorph. We know what this is. Morphs even the most ferocious foes into fluffy, sometimes floaty sheep. It won't last forever, though. Damn right it won't. Harpies. A trio of fragile flyers, but if they can reach their target, they will shred it in seconds. Ooh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Taking out an A-bomb. Look how quick that takeout is. Jesus. I mean, put that behind the tank and some bloodlust, baby. We got it going. Raptors, a fast squad of savage slashers. Raptors close the gap fast and slice through foes even faster. Smoke bomb. Ooh, stealth. Get the drop on your enemies by granting stealth to nearby allies. Use it in the skirmish to confuse the enemy. It's actually really nice. Earth Elemental. Drop this heavily armored avalanche anywhere to tank for your troops. Only punches towers and bosses. Makes sense. Whelp eggs. Drop these eggs anywhere on the battlefield to surprise melee enemies with many fiery flying whelps. Many whelps, handle it! Oh, wow. So he actually breaks the eggs, then they come out. Who would he? I wouldn't even break them. I'd be like, you know what? I refuse to break it. Blackrock Pyromancer. Sometimes you need to light an enemy on fire. She prefers to light them all on fire. Let's see. Is it AoE? Oh, yeah. It's definitely AoE. Dark Iron Miner. When there's more gold than your kobold can mine, hire another to mine behind enemy lines. You can see this one is mining. Oh, does it actually spawn another one? Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Got the kobolders and the miners going. You got a Drake flies over the battlefield with flaming breath, incinerating flying and ground enemies alike. That's huge, huge. Oh, poor chickens. Poor chickens. Oh, there's no CD on it. Jesus Christ. Flame Hammer. Fiercely flings fiery hammers at foes. Starts slow, but her armor melting momentum can't be matched. Oh, yeah. She's going fast. So she throws them faster, it looks like. The longer she's hitting the same target. Living Bomb. Planting bomb on a group of enemies that all blow up for excessive collateral damage. The more the flamier. Let me see this one. Oh, man. Just like MC. That's so PTSD. Molten Giant. A wall of armored obsidian. Slow and lumbering, but devastating to towers. The ultimate melee tank. Oh, this guy's huge, dude. Oh, look at the damage he's doing to that siege. Taking off like 10-15% every swing and like barely taking any damage. Give me, give me, give me. Plague Farmer. Bombards enemy ground troops with poisonous pumpkins. Keep him alive and watch enemies rot. Oh, yeah. See how you got the little tank in front of him? He's just throwing that poison on there. Then you have Ghoul. A cheap but ravenous tank ready to feast on fallen enemies to replenish its health. Oh, so it's like cannibalized. I told you those spear trolls are pretty weak. They die pretty fast. And he just goes nom 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 nom. Imagine having multiple of those on the field. Necromancer. Rise. Endlessly summon skeletons for protection while piercing through armor with elemental shadow bolts. Death. So I think he summons them after they're dead, right? That's how most of the mechanics of this work. Yep, there they go. And then last but not least, we have the Gargoyle. Maybe it looks like a siege. Oh, not even taking any damage from siege. A tank? A flying fortress of armor, an army that dominates the skies, will be bolstered by this tank. So it is a tank that does siege. But that's what I've unlocked so far. These are my discovered troops and leaders. Let me know what you think. By watching this video, do you guys have any builds in mind that you're already thinking of? Let me know. Put it in the comments. I'm not sure how many more videos we're going to be making because we won't have... I mean, as of this video, I should not have access to the game. I only had it for a while before pre-announcement. I think now they're trying to get into some sort of like beta, maybe where you all could play. So hope to see you there soon. Hope you're enjoying the content. More Warcraft Arclight Rumble, or War, as I call it, and other content from just Dragonflight and current Shadowlands coming on the channel. Please subscribe, hit notifications, do all that stuff, man. We back, baby. Let's go.